And we are live. Welcome back to the channel. It is Chosen Wisdom Football, a channel for the football purists, the critical thinkers, the deep thinkers, the people who like to think about football maybe a little bit too much, maybe a little bit, maybe a little bit. Who knows? Who cares? But we are here. The Manchester United fans out there, big up all the Manchester United fans, big up all the football fans, big up to the world. We are live and we are well. This is your Manchester United match preview. Manchester United versus Leeds match preview show. Big up the community, big up the channel. Let me see. Big up Turkish in the chat. Big up the chat. Big up everybody. Yes, so today is your match preview. We're gonna have a different sort of show today because the game is on Monday and Carrick hasn't done his pre-match press conference because apparently we are still returning back from Dublin. So the pre-match press conference will be tomorrow. So I might still react to the press conference and release a video tomorrow as well. So because there is no press conference, because there haven't been any news about the team, and we don't know a lot. We don't know what we usually know at this time. So the show's going to be a little bit different. We'll just go through some of the major talking points, some of the major Manchester United news that have been that is hot on the press, hot of the press, should I say. So without further ado, we have this, guys. Xavi Alonso, as you can see on screen, we're going to talk about it. Apparently, guys, several news outlets are reporting on this, are reporting on the fact that Manchester United are have approached at least, at least held talks, should I say, with Xavi Alonso. Is this a good thing or not? What is your opinion on this? As usual, guys, it is a free for all. Smash the likes, guys. Turn on your notifications. Subscribe if you are new. Leave your comments in the chat. What is your opinion? It's you can take it wherever you want to take it, wherever you want to. If you want to think it's a good thing, whether it's a bad thing, you're encouraging it. Whatever you want to talk about, leave your comments, guys. Also, we're gonna mention or at least talk about the fact that United, according once again to some news outlets, are indeed tracking. Keyword here, tracking Morgan Rogers. Now, what does tracking mean? Observing, tracking, monitoring, all of these words that we usually hear regarding transfers. But apparently, we are tracking him, and Carrick indeed likes him. Are you a Morgan Rogers fan? Do you like Morgan Rogers? Would you like to see Morgan Rogers at Manchester United? Running down that left-hand side. Maybe Cunha in the 10 once Bruno leaves. What do you want to see? Is Morgan Rogers heading to Manchester United? Leave your comments below. Smash the like, people. Yes, guys, we are also apparently, according to Carrick, ready to attack the rest of the season. We've had, as we all know, a long break. Apparently the longest in Premier League history. So the news coming out of the United camp is that we are ready. We are roaring and ready to go. So let's hope. Let's hope, as Bruno has commented, that waiting this long for a game against Leeds is not a good thing. So while United are putting it out there that we are roaring and ready to go, the captain, Bruno Fernandes, is letting everybody know that, listen, waiting 24 days, which is apparently Premier League history, between a game is never a good thing. So we're going to mention that, guys. We could talk about that. We can talk about that if you wish. And also, we could end on the fact that Bruno could surpass the Premier League, I think, assist record. I believe the Premier League assist record is about 16. I'm not sure. We're going to Google that and make sure that I'm correct. And apparently Bruno could indeed pass that record. So let's go, guys. Without further ado, let's have a conversation. Big up the chat. I see Tim has slid in the building. Tim, evening all. Rogers seems a bit inconsistent to me. Yes, guys, leave your opinions in regarding Rodgers. There is Tim in the chat saying Rodgers is a bit too inconsistent. Is that what we need? Do you think that is correct assessment of Rodgers? Do you agree? And if so, on the left hand side, I think we need a bit more consistency than Rodgers. But as we know, the show will begin, and the show starts off with Xavi Alonso. Apparently, according to Court Offside, which is a decent outlet, not massive but decent enough, they are saying that Xavi Alonso has indeed held talks over becoming Manchester United's new manager. The floor is yours, people. What is going on? Is this a good thing? Do you like this? I mean, how do you want to even approach this? First and foremost, I want to say it's a good thing that Manchester United are looking at managers. Let's assume, for the purpose of a conversation, that this is true. I hope this is true. And the reason why, not because I don't want Carrick and all these things, it's because I want to know that my football club is doing its due diligence. I want to know that, yes, Carrick is doing well so far, but the football club still looked at alternatives, still interviewed managers, still went through the process, and Carrick just basically did well to put his name in the hat, and Carrick still had to do, the interview, just like they do, to get the job. So for me, at least on that level, I think is good that, assuming this is correct and this is true, that we have spoken to Xavi Alonso. On the second level, maybe he's a good manager. Would I take him at Man United? Not if he's going to play his three. Not because he plays a similar formation to Amram. Let's just clarify that. I don't think he just plays that formation, because at Real Madrid, I think he did adapt a little bit, but I know he does like to play that formation. And I, especially after Amram, do not want to see a wing-back system at my football club. But he is a good coach. He plays good football, in my view. I think he's probably, now disagree with me if you want. Of course, I, encourage it. I encourage it. But I think he's a similar caliber to Michael Carrick. If he's better than Carrick, I don't think he's better than Carrick by a lot. So, could it be better, easier, more efficient for us to simply stick with Carrick if this is the caliber of manager that we are interviewing to replace him? That's another thing. That's another thought. So, I don't know. But I think in general, good. Talk to managers. Make sure Michael Carrick knows that he still needs to make sure Manchester United qualify for the Champions League. This also does that as well, right? The fact that you're still talking to other managers means that you haven't secured the job yet, Carrick. So please make sure that you remain focused. I know the break has been long, but get these players ready. So when the first whistle blows against Leeds on Monday, straight on it. Maximum intensity. Good rhythm. Aggression. Fighting for the ball. Second balls. All of these things. So that's my thoughts on it. I don't know what you guys are thinking. Let me know, guys. Let me know. As usual. Big up Eddie in the building. Xavi Alonso makes more sense for Liverpool. He knows the ethos. Going down the popularism route, because I think as humanity, we're doing the whole I'm familiar with him, so I'm gonna invite him in, or I'm gonna vote for him, I'm gonna whatever. So we've gone with Carrick because he played for Man United, and so I guess because he played for Liverpool, he might get the Liverpool job, and Arteta played for Arsenal. I feel like it's easier for owners now to do that and have, your club legend who played for you, get them to manage you. It shields you from a lot as an owner. I think that is definitely one benefit, and plus it makes the fans feel good. So, as Eddie says, Xabi Alonso to Liverpool, yeah. But at the same time, Xabi Alonso played at Liverpool in a different time. It's quite, do you know what's quite fascinating? I see Xabi Alonso and Carrick as very like the same players. Many people say that Xabi Alonso was better than Steven Gerrard. Steven Gerrard was just more aggressive, but Xabi Alonso was a better technician. And they're both underrated in my opinion, Xabi Alonso and Michael Carrick. Very similar players. Their traits, their attributes. Xabi Alonso could use both feet when he passed. So could Carrick. Carrick could use his left foot like almost like his right foot. He was Carrick is very underrated in my opinion. Anyway, so let me know, guys. Big up Eddie. Eddie says he likes Rodgers, but he is a left winger. I thought he was more of a cam. Well, Eddie, that's another thing. In this day and age, you have a lot of cams playing on a wing. A lot of wingers are actually cams in their in their heart and heart. They're cams. Like Chelsea throw Cole Palmer out on a wing. He's not a winger. I don't think Jadon Sancho is actually a winger. He probably wants to be a cam. He doesn't have the strength to play in that middle position. There's so many like cams who just play out wide. I reckon Germany probably want to dash Musiala on the wings, but Musiala is a cam. You know, so I think Rodgers is right-footed as well. Yeah, throw Rodgers on the left wing, right? Yeah, throw him on the left, Ahmad on the right, Cunha in the middle if you want to play attacking football. Um, Beleba and Kobe, whoever, Wharton, whoever behind them. Boom, bam, you're good. You know. Anyway, let's move on to the next one. I think that segued nicely. Yeah, Morgan Rodgers. The question is, are we going to get Morgan Rodgers? One, do you want Morgan Rodgers? Is Morgan Rodgers the right fit for Manchester United? You know, how much would he cost? Ben Jacobs, as you guys know, your favorite Ben Jacobs, and Manchester United are now tracking Morgan Rodgers. So whenever you see or hear that United are tracking somebody, it makes you think, listen, he plays in the Premier League. What do you mean? What do you mean they're tracking him? What does that mean, tracking? Because we're not hunting him. We're not like some in a forest and we're like, oh, damn, these are his footprints. He went that way. I think he went that way. We're 2 days behind him. So, and he's playing every week in the Premier League, so everyone can see him. But we could all see him play his 90 minutes. What do you mean? Is this anyway? This is just been put out there clearly by Manchester United to let everyone know that listen, the big boys are looking at you. Yeah. So why is my next question? Why has Man United told Ben Jacobs or to say that listen, put it out there, assuming that's what's happened, right? Put it out there that we're looking at him, we're tracking him. Because I'm thinking, what do you mean? What do you mean tracking? What's you send your scouts to watch his games? Yeah, we can all watch his games. He plays in the same league as us. We've all been watching him for the last like 3 years. Michael Carrick managed him at Middlesbrough, so yeah, he's appreciated by Michael Carrick and Jason Wilcox. So once again, we even are letting, we're even putting it out there who specifically likes him. My question to you guys is why? Is this something that's 30? Is it something that's kind of certain, i.e., we're gonna get him, so let's start putting your names in, or what? What's happening here? Morgan Rogers is likely to leave Aston Villa this summer, even if they qualify for the Champions League. Full stop. So that's not a question. It's a statement saying that even if Aston Villa do qualify for Champions League, he's likely to leave. So this is what I take from all of this. Villa want to sell. Villa want to make money. Villa need money, right? So Villa are going to, or at least want to, offload Rodgers. Okay, let's just clarify that one. We are clearly looking at Rodgers, and we're letting the world know we're looking at him. Kind of, okay, you can try to talk to him and all these things, but hands off kind of thing. We haven't gone in or said anything about a player like this since Semenyo. And I think we wanted Semenyo. So, I think there is something in this. I really do. Whether we like it or not, which is another question that you need to answer. But there's something in this, but at the same time, what's been said, we're tracking. Yeah, cool. I think we're interested. I think we're looking at him. I think we're looking at left winger. I believe we can confirm that now. We've looked at Semenyo, and now apparently Rodgers. We're looking at Rodgers. And Njai, we've been linked to him as well. So I think a left winger is something we are definitely looking at this summer. But the questions are, is he good enough? Do you want him? How much is he going to cost? If he's going to cost 100 million, are you doing that? Are you buying Rodgers if Aston Villa try to pull our pants down for 100 million? Is that what you're doing with 100 million? Is that what you're doing with your 100 million? Because I might not do that with my 100 million if I get given one. I want to spend it on Rodgers. But I like Rodgers. Okay, this is my opinion on Rodgers. We've gone through the layers of conversation. Now let's talk about the actual player. If you want, guys, for a minute. Eds, I like Rodgers, but is he left wing? I thought he was more of a cam. Can't see him choosing Alonso over Carrick, says Tim. If that's the case, Rodgers is the best option for new winger. I have him ahead of Njai and Diomande. All right. Okay. Okay. But why? Hmm? Is he better? I like Rodgers. Rodgers remind me of a younger Rashford. This is my type of winger category. Rodgers is in the category of the direct wingers like Rashford. The kind of wingers that I like are the ball close to feet, Martial-y, Aaron Robin-y, Neymar-y. Obviously, Neymar's the highest caliber. Those sort of wingers versus the explosive wingers like I said, the Rashfords, the 1v1 explosive, like the Ronaldo's more of explosive wingers. I'm more in the mode, I prefer the sort of silky wingers. But then Njai is more of a skillful 1v1 trickery winger, which also CR7. I think CR7 is kind of a hybrid of all of those sort of wingers, to be fair. That's why he's so good. I personally, I like Rodgers, but he's similar to Cunha in a lot of ways to me. In a lot of ways, he reminds me the way he plays football, especially when you play him on that left wing and the way he drifts into the centre. Cunha plays on the left wing and Cunha drifts in the centre. Rodgers likes to receive. And I'm not saying you can't have similar type of profiles, but I would prefer a different profile on that left wing. I would prefer the Njai profile. Listen, I'm probably butchering his name. You know who I'm talking about, guys. The Everton winger. Who for me can stand you up 1v1 at slightly a bit more than Morgan Rodgers. On a counter-attack, for Aston Villa, Morgan Rodgers is devastating. But that Njai guy from Everton, he's got the ability to sit you down from a standing start. From a standing start. But listen, at the end of the day, would I take him? If it's not my money. It's not my 100 million at the end of the day. So would I take Morgan Rogers? Yes. Yes. I'm just saying who I'd prefer if I had the choice. But would I take him in general? Of course I would. Of course I would. Of course I would. As Tim says, United know that Villa need sales. Their wage bill is too high. Tim, I agree with you, my guy. This is Villa also saying, yeah, we're gonna sell him. Eddie says, I think Man City will get Rodgers and Anderson in the end and will cheat. Oh no, we can't have that again, Eddie. No, go listen. How can they be on the verge of flipping getting banned and still? Oh man. And you know what? It's the two English lads. That's what is frustrating. I feel like in this climate, if you can get a couple English lads to form the core of your team. Oh, that's funny. 115 charges. Wow, that's the tweet from Domino's Pizza up on your screen, guys. 100. That's funny. You cannot write a random number and expect people to understand 115. That is crazy. Imagine that and still being able to make signings like, yeah, we're gonna get Rogers. Yeah, let's go and get Anderson. Spend 200 million. Yeah, taking the. Oh, um, Eddie says I don't think Njai is a world beater. I believe Rogers is. Eddie Rogers has, yeah, Rogers is a baller. I'm not. There's no doubt. I'll take Rogers anyway. You know. Um. But yeah, big up people. Big up the chat. Are we ready though, guys? Are we actually ready? We better be ready. 24 days, people. You know, this is starvation. Nobody can last this long without food or water. And we've had to last this long without Man United playing football during the season. This is not off season. This is not the summer. This is during the season. This is diabolical stuff, Diabolical stuff. But we persevered and we survived. We are here. The lads are in Dublin, probably on their way back now. Apparently, having lots of fun. Head tennis, all of this fun shit. I mean, do you know what? Whenever it comes out that the players are having fun, like, listen, they are not going home after their training session. They're staying there. So that's it. So they're gonna have their 4 or 5 hours of training. But guess what? Training will have to finish eventually. And guess what happens after training, after work finishes? You get to do whatever you want to do. So whenever we see people like players having fun, and people are like, they're just going out there just to play and have fun. I'm like, bro, you can't train every minute of every day, bro. It's like, what is this? What is this? If I took a video of you at home playing on your PS5 and posted it up, would you get fired? Oh, look at her. She doesn't go to work. She doesn't. No. That's you were at home. So I'm glad the players are having fun. Yeah, and I know a lot of people are saying, listen, because I saw people saying that knowing that Jim Radcliffe fired so many people and he's just cutting costs everywhere, just cutting. Why do we spend all this money to go Dublin? I've seen that, and I understand it. Of course, I'm always going to understand that. But then at the same time, I'm like, at least we didn't. We sometimes and we often fly to, I mean, to Dubai. or somewhere else in the off season, or we didn't choose to do that. And I'm like, do you know what? Sometimes let if this benefits us, and this is the thing, if against Leeds and the first whistle blows, and these men start the match like wild caged animals that haven't been fed for a month, and if they're just pressing Leeds, making them make mistakes, listen, I'll be like, cool, this has worked. This Dublin thing, thank you, it did something. Because we haven't been playing all that great, people. If we're being honest, we have been speaking about our decline in our performances, and we will talk about it because Bruno has also mentioned the fact. I think he, what did Bruno say? Man City was our best game, and I said that. You know, the first game, maybe the new manager bounce. I don't know. That could be a factor, but the first game against Man City was probably our best game, and we've deteriorated in all steps performance wise while still getting results. And I wanna get back to that. You know, when we were doing those little triangles and passing Man City off the map. I want to get back to that level of performance. So, guys, I hope this has been worth it. I hope these guys have ran their socks off. I'm gonna check the chat now. Big up Alfred in the building. Big up everyone in the chat. Turks, Eddie, Man, and Tim, Tim. um, like the Mangoes and Steve Rogers for United. I prefer Pepper Potts. You're funny. Arsenal have played 4 times. That's crazy. That's crazy. 4 times, people. Well, yeah, that's probably why they got so many injuries. So, pros and cons, Come see, come sir. Big up Alfred in the building. Big up, buffed up Wizzy. Charlton finance Ronaldinho. um, Fine to spend. Yeah, I'm not. Listen, I'm not too fast, man. Like, we all do have work dues. That's and work vacations. Okay, we don't all have them, but it's a thing. It's a thing. So I ain't beefing it, Tim. I ain't beefing it. I ain't mad at it. I know for a fact Carrick's getting the job. If we are getting linked to man like B Tech Cole Palmer, Atletico Madrid and PSG wants to play a friendly all of a sudden. What? When? Who? What do you mean? As in against us, Alfred? Against United? It's a B Tech Cole Palmer. My thing is, when it comes to Rodgers anyway, guys, I don't think we should be spending £100 million on Rodgers. If it's not my money, you know, but I don't think he's worth that much. And I Rodgers is a player that I don't know if he affects the game as much as I want him to. When he's hot, he's hot. But I feel like sometimes he's a bit cold. And I don't want, like, we have kind of that with Cunha, and we're trying to build up more consistency with Cunha, and I need more consistency in my team. But I'll still take him. So anyway, um, what's Bruno saying? Because we've spoken about the 24 days, guys, right? And the game's on Monday, and top four ain't secured. However, we know that it's top five. So it gives us a little bit of leeway, a little bit of comfort, but we still have to keep our eye on the price. I just hope we don't capitulate, and I hope, like I said, we start the game with the required intensity and aggression. Arthur's asking how much. I don't know how much would Morgan Rogers go for. I think 100 million is trying to scare us. I think Morgan Rogers is a 65, 60 million pound player. Yeah, I reckon he'll probably go for about 75. But he's probably a 60 million pound player, Morgan Rogers. 65. Because he's English as well. He's got the English tax. So I've got to slap on an English tax. So 75 million pounds or something, 80, it will probably go for, I think. Um, but yeah, that could be a question. I mean, we could have a poll. Who would you go for, Njai or Morgan Rogers? I don't know. That could be a poll. Who would you go for? Bruno Fernandes. Bruno Fernandes has spoken to the media this week, as he always does. It's never good to wait so long to play football because that means we're not in every competition we want to be. Facts. At the same time, it gives us time to prepare, and we need to, in the best way possible, to get 3 points. So, Bruno just once again reigniting the conversation. Is this a good thing? Is it a bad thing? Amarim said training is good. More time on the training field is great. I've always said no. Some people are practical. Doing is always better. I know training is doing, but training isn't doing. Doing is doing, especially when it comes to football. Nothing is like a match. Your teammates don't really want to hurt you. They're not going in with the same, like they can't, they won't, they will never. Unless they're crackers and they want to hurt, like your opposition will. So we will see. We will see, guys. Um, Tim is saying 73 M's for Morgan Rogers. 73 mil. Yeah, I'm thinking around that. I'm thinking it in terms of how much he should go for. I think he should go for around 60. But because I'm thinking he's also English, and English players are inflated, I'm thinking okay, he therefore could go for 80 for 85. He could go for, but I feel like Man United could bring it down to around mid 70s, sort of Sesco money. That's what I'm thinking. Um, Wiz, is Zax a risk of being sold? Carrick's searching for a false nine techie player. Zax right there. Both Amrim and Carrick being reluctant to start Zax in the 11. This Zaxy question is so interesting because it's always like, is Zaxy going to be sold? And United are always like, no. But he doesn't play. But United are not interested in selling him. And there are teams who are like, yeah, here's a 35 M's, here's a 40 M's, give us Xerxes. And United are like, no. This is the position I feel like United are in when it comes to Xerxes. This is what I truly believe. I believe they United, when a footballer is talented, they can't deny that he is a talented footballer, right? I think the issue with Xerxes is his profile is a profile that the managers don't know how to use. And we've seen this with many players. They either don't know how to use him or the way that they play is not with that profile. So that's the situation I think we have with Xerxes. It's not his problem, it's their problem. You could play a system with Xerxes. You could have played that false nine system, have Xerxes drop deep and link the play. Another issue with Xerxes is also not his fault. His profile, he is not a back to forward midfield. He can't go up and down the pitch like a midfielder and left and right. And he's not the most mobile in that sense. He's not that kind of player. Look, he's big, his stature, he's not like that, right? Which means you kind of always have to play him in the forward positions. But if you want to play counter-attacking football and run around and press like crazy, he's also not that sort of player. He is good for a team that dominates possession and keeps the ball in the opposition third, a team that wants to link the play. He'll be good for a Man City team as a false nine for Man City. He'll be perfect for them to come on for Haaland. Haaland goes off, he comes on for half an hour. He'd be perfect. But the way that we want to play, I don't feel like it's for that profile. That's how I feel with Xerxes, honestly. Which for me is a shame because I like Xerxes. And I just simply like good footballers regardless of profiles. But I understand in order to build a team, you got to build your team in your way. I don't know. That's how I feel sometimes when it comes to Xerxes and Manchester United and his general career here. Um, Alfred says Cass leaves. There was two midfielders needed before already when Cass announced this exit, and now Ugarte. I think we need three, two top players and one bench, maybe Jao. I've heard people shout Jao Gomez, Alfred. I don't mind. I don't mind. I agree. Alfred, I think it's going to be. Let me know if you agree. And we will talk about it, and we'll keep talking about it because this midfield thing is not going away, Alfred. We're going to be talking about this midfield all summer, bro. We know this, Alfred. We know this. Yeah. So I think it's Baleba and Wharton, guys. I think Anderson's going City, and I think Tonali. I don't think we're going to get Tonali. I think Tonali could go Arsenal. I think it might be Baleba and Wharton. I think Baleba because we done it. We tapped it up already, and Wharton, Crystal Palace. They're going to go down. Take him for like 65 million. I think it'll be Baleba Wharton for about combined 150. Then Morgan Rogers maybe for 75. So what's that? 225. We'll offset that with some like 25 mil for Ugarte. We'll take I think the 40 for Hoyland will probably be on this year's books or something, and the Rashford money. So we'll offset that with a Rashford money to make a net like some net. I think we usually spend like a 150 net. So I'm just thinking, but you're saying we'll get one other midfielder. So would we have peace for one other midfielder? And I feel like we'll probably want to look at centre back this year, guys. So I feel like the two midfielders I said, maybe a winger, Rogers and Jai. Then I feel like though that's a priority. Then if we can, we'll probably get a centre back and another midfielder, and maybe a fullback. That's what I think. That's what I think, guys. I might be wrong. I might be wrong. Only time will tell. Let me see what Alfred is saying. We saying Alfred. Ten Hag played drop. Ten Hag played drop deep false nine and also played Maz at 10. Zerx a perfect fit for Enrique's system or even Ancelotti's side. Oof. Yeah, it's just the Xerxes thing's always gonna bewilder me because when he does play, when Xerxes plays, he usually plays. He doesn't play any worse than anyone else. He plays well. Yeah, Bruno loves playing with Xerxes. He plays. Listen, not everyone likes. Not everyone wants a certain profile. Like the way, for instance, I'll give you an example. The way that Michael Carrick, I know that Ten Hag probably wanted more of a Frankie De Jong number 6 sort of deep line playmaker rather than the Casemiro profile. That's not what he wanted. It's everyone's got their preferences. Everyone wants a different profile or their certain profile for their certain system. Baleba, am I having a nightmare? Minimint is better than him. Listen, I know everyone's. Listen, it's fashionable now to not rate Baleba because he hasn't played every game for Brighton and he hasn't had a great season. But I don't know, guys. All I'm saying is that I've literally seen Kobe Mainoo being frozen out at United and being told that he's not good enough and not really play well until the last 15 games of the season when Michael Carrick started playing him. So players have bad seasons, and Baleba's 21. He's young. I don't know. I feel like some people are writing Baleba off too soon. I think, and you guys will call me out if we get him and whatnot, but I think Baleba is going to surprise a lot of people. I don't think you understand. Like, we haven't had a profile like Baleba at the football club since since kind of Pogba, but Pogba's not really. No, it's different. It's even a different profile. He's Casemiro, but quicker, more aggressive over the pitch. He's just as good at passing the ball as Cass. Yeah, I'll say so. He's skillful. I hope. I hope. Listen, everyone's got their opinion. I just hope, guys, that Baleba, if we do get him, I hope, as a Man United fan, he does well and he surprises people. That's all. That's all, really. Because he can dribble with the ball as well. You guys are forgetting Baleba can move with the ball. He can cover ground. Casemiro's not a dribbler. So all those times, right, where Casemiro's one-on-one and Casemiro has to pass the ball back and he can't really... No, Baleba's he's running past you. Think of Dorgu, right? Think of Dorgu, but in central midfield. We haven't seen it. Like, once he starts playing for Man United and he kicks the ball and he starts passing the ball and he starts getting comfortable, Baleba, next to Kobe or next to Adam, all I'm saying, guys, is that it might change your opinion very quickly, and you might be like, yeah, yeah, and you might start singing "I'm a believer" in the stands. That's all I'm saying, and that's what I hope for. That's what I hope for. But I hear the concern with Baleba, guys. I hear it. Yes, Alfred, we need experience. You know what? I hear that. If we want to win the Premier League by 2028, he's a 21-year-old, but then Kobe's 19, 20, and Kobe's ready to win the title. I think Kobe's ready to win it. So I can't believe it. I don't know, but I think we're asking the right questions. But is he experienced enough? We're losing. We can't replace Casemiro, guys. Like for like, his dominance in the air. My gosh, we're not going to get that with Baleba or Adam or anybody. There's certain things we're just not going to get back, but there's certain things we're going to improve on. And the midfield would be able to cover more grass for sure, I think. But anyway, a quick note from the captain, Bruno Fernandes, on Manchester United. On Michael Carrick specifically and his impact, and boy, oh boy, we cannot deny that he has had an impact. It's quite interesting. I'll be quite interested to find out if people think it's more Carrick, more the coaches, more the system changing. And technically, if it's a system changing, then it's still Carrick because Carrick has changed the system. So is it more the players? Anyway, Bruno has said, obviously, we changed some things. We changed some players and their positions. We tried different formation. And at the end of the day, we started scoring goals. Simple. Football is as simple as you can make it. We started to be more compact when we defend, which we've all seen, guys. I think we've all seen it. And we understood that we would have to suffer because we're not in an excellent moment. The City game that we played was the best. Sorry. Arsenal, we didn't have a great game, but we made the most of it. I don't see no lies there, really, in the tweet. I've said it all along that the City game was the best game, and we've kind of slowly, incrementally decreased our performance levels as the games, gone on. But I hope that we've energized, re-energized, and Leeds is a better game. So anyway, guys, so we could just move on from this. Here's some pictures, people, of the lads playing head tennis. Apparently, there was a lot of head tennis or head badminton, whatever you want to call it, head tennis between the lads. And like I said, you know what? Camaraderie, having a good time. This all builds team confidence. It all builds team morale. and it all builds unity. And one of the things I said earlier on the season is that this team might take a while to get going because we are going to change a whole front line. I said our whole front line is going to change. Brandon Bumo, Cunha, Xerxes. We literally have a whole front line. And while Liverpool also changed their front line and they've also taken time to sort of get used to things, they've slowly started improving now. Liverpool. Not good enough still, in my opinion. But it was going to take time. And I feel like relationships are being formed now, especially in attack. And forming relationships is always easier. Forming business relationships or relationships on the pitch is always easier if you can get along with the people off the pitch. So big up the squad, big up Manchester United team. It's good to see the lads having fun. I don't know, guys. I'm gonna throw out the fact that in terms of the team that will play against Leeds, I feel like Carrick will play the same team. As long as there's no injuries to the team that played the last game, I know Maguire is out. I'm not sure if he will start Martinez. So what does that mean, guys? Does it mean that it's Heaven and Lenny Euro against Leeds, which I'm fine with, by the way, people. Absolutely fine with. Dallo, sure. The usual midfield. Cunha on the left, Ahmad on the right, and Mbumo up front. I believe he will probably stick to that team. The team that we've seen, like I said, for the last 3 games. I will be very surprised if he doesn't start that team. Let me know if you disagree. Let me know who you would start in this game. Would you make a change? Would you take, I don't know, put Sesko on for Ahmad, for Mbumo, for Cunha, Xerxes maybe? What would you do different? What's your score predictions, people? Comment below. I think we will beat Leeds, and I think the score will be around. I think there'll be goals. I think it's going to be 3-1 to United. I'm going to go with 3-1 to Manchester United. Comment below as usual, guys. Smash the like, turn on your notifications, subscribe, share the video. Let's keep building. Let's keep building the community. Like I said, I have been invited to the Sidemen charity event on Tuesday, next week, Tuesday. And I will be filming that. So look out for that content, guys, when it comes out. Alfred says, is Delit getting his coaching license? Why is it taking so long? Is he going to be the next manager? Alfred, that's starting to worry me now. It's starting to worry me, Alfred, now. Especially now that Maguire. I know, listen, it's really good that we got Martinez back, bro. When we've got him back. I get that. Maguire's missing, is gonna be missing for 2 games. Martinez is just coming back. Do we really only have Heaven and Lenny Euro as centre backs now? Is that what we're really saying? We need a centre back, guys. We need a defender in the summer. I think I made my mind up. We need one. Anyway, guys, big up yourselves on a Friday. Yeah, Alfred, it's gonna be cool. Hopefully, it's gonna be good, man. Listen, Alfred, I'm not gonna lie. I have no idea what's gonna happen, what's going on there, who's gonna be there. I don't know. I need to find out more. But hopefully, it's gonna be a good vibe, good time. Network with a few people, you know, and then see what happens. See what happens from there. Who knows, my bro? Who knows? Big up the chat. Big up the community. Enjoy your Friday. We will be back. Listen, we might be back this weekend if there's a good game. If the press conference happens and I decide to go live, look out for that, guys. But if not, I will definitely be here of course, on Monday for our game against Leeds. Big up yourself, enjoy your Friday, and I'll see you guys next time.